Hello, I'm Roland Janice of Cortex Media, and welcome to Cortex Conversations. 10 quick minutes with a series of leading media professionals from all sides of the business who will share their thoughts and opinions on changes impacting the media industry today. To facilitate these conversations, we've enlisted the help of Deborah Malone of The Internationalist, a leading contributor of content opinion in the industry. So without further ado, I give the floor over to Deborah Malone to lead today's Cortex conversation.
Thank you, Roland. I'm Deborah Malone of The Internationalist on behalf of Cortex Conversations. Today, we're talking with Adam BENAROYA, Head of Global Media and Performance Marketing at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. Adam, given your background in data and analytics, has 2020 been a significant year in terms of how marketers think about these topics?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's been one of the focuses for the year, and it's been a journey coming into it with GDPR and all the new privacy regulations, and all marketers have been starting to prepare for the eventual end of the third-party cookie and what that means for data and how we're managing data-driven marketing programs. And I think given the current climate and what we weren't expecting for the year is, given the COVID crisis, as for us as a B2B organization, we've had to make major shifts, like our global in-person conference changing to a digital conference. And how can we better use data and analytics to support our sales teams? How can we use digital signals to really recreate what would have been an in-person experience? And I think having to recreate that digitally and with data and analytics has been a focus for many organizations.
So it sounds like it wasn't only the year of COVID. It was the year of thinking a lot about first-party data, particularly as we all were living in a remote or work-from-home environment. So big milestone then, 2020. Well, let's move ahead then to next year. What do you see ahead for 2021, particularly in terms of how customers will respond to, shall we call it, evolving digital experiences?
Yeah, I think it's going to escalate faster than any of us had expected, but really everything is going to be a digital experience in some facet or another. This is something that we've been working on for a while now. We're HPE, historically a hardware-centric product set, but we've been working towards rethinking our customer experience towards that services-based model. And one of the things that has meant is building out more digital experiences as a front end to our hardware to help our customers better manage their IT portfolio. So I think it's huge now that really we're competing against every other company that has a digital experience. And I think any marketer would say the same thing. We're not just competing against our B2B IT, typical competitive set, but do customers like the ease of their banking app, or do they like the new HBO app? And those are the types of experiences that, those best-in-class experiences that we're going to be competing against. So, I think it just gives more focus towards building that seamless experience across across all those different touch points, and really I think a place where marketing can help take the lead given their experience in that arena, and bring some of the product solutions along to enable that experience for our customers.
And I'm sure that your role in media is certainly at the center of that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've over the last several years have designed our practice to be customer first, and thinking about what are the right messages and touch points to deliver to our customers throughout their research cycle, given that so much of it had been happening digitally. So the new part of it is, all right, we've been working on this marketing experience, this marketing digital experience for a while now, but now we have this complementary product experience as well. How can we bring that that marketing best in class to our product teams and work with them to enable that seamless connection into that? And with what we've done with media and the broader digital marketing team, that's something that we're working on for the next several years.
I know you've been quite vocal about, shall we call it, some of the shortcomings some of the digital media issues, whether that's some of the issues with integrating media and creativity, or some of the evolution that's going on with programmatic. But just looking ahead, are there any specific changes you would like to see in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think you touched on one of them for sure. In my background, I started off in analytics, and I love what data-driven marketing has meant and how we've been able to get so smart in using data to find audiences and deliver campaigns to them and build that experience. But I would also say, I think for many years the industry lost sight of not just what it meant to find the audience, but what was going to be an impactful experience. And I think for many years there was a lot of banners that many marketers were putting into market that ultimately were very generic. And so what I really want to see in the marketplace is for teams to focus just as much as they are on that data-driven marketing practice as they are on that that creative experience, and what are the right formats that we're going to be using to get our audience to feel something, to take an action, whatever the goal of that campaign is, and not just thinking about the front end targeting aspect of it. So I think for that to happen, media teams need to be thinking just as much as about creative, and creative teams need to be thinking about format and experience, and not just the messaging ideas as well. I think for that kind of collaboration to happen, and also for the industry to actually enable for more impactful creative formats to be leveraged in all different types of data-driven marketing practices, we've come a long way. I think all I'm saying is that there's still more to be done.
And it sounds like it would be a rather interesting evolution to see that and get more customers on board and being pleased with seeing those messages. And just finally, one quick final question. Is there a topic you'd like to see Cortex Media better explore as they offer their media outlook and advice to advertisers?
Sure. I touched on it briefly around the new privacy legislation and what marketers are up against and evolving around. And I think, as expected, most marketers were left up to their own devices a bit to work with their legal teams and decide what was best for that marketer. And I think that's fine. I think every marketer has to decide in this, it's such an important topic to decide what was going to be appropriate for them and the level of risk they were going to take from a legal standpoint. But I think we're far enough into it now that I would love to see some better industry best practice and advice to advertisers on how to interpret the different regulations and how to turn that into a data-driven marketing practice. At the very least, like the same set of facts that all marketers could work off of, versus what seems like a very inefficient model right now of everyone really left up to their own devices and everyone making their own interpretations and making their own interpretations differently based on how their internal legal and or privacy teams are structured. So anything that could contribute to that same set of facts or guidance to marketers to, as this will continue to be, at the forefront for the upcoming years, I think that would be helpful for everyone.
No, it certainly sounds like there needs to be, some level of best practice and uniformity. Well, that you've raised some really terrific issues. Thank you so much, Adam, and looking forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for today's conversation. I hope you found it as interesting and helpful as I did, and I hope you will join us again for the next Cortex Conversation.